In a world driven by technology, robots and AI push boundaries. Many have spoken and written about the disruption that comes with it. However, what many are yet to think about is what robots can't do. Welcome to Digivation Insight. I am Mojisola Alabi. In this episode of Digivation Insight, with the rise in fear of technological unemployment and the future of work, in this report, we delve into the limitations of robots by reminding you of what humans cannot tell them to do. The question on everyone's mind is, will the imminent rise of the robots threaten all future human employment? If this is your first time joining us, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the notification so you don't miss a thing. With machines now able to do many things deemed impossible a few decades ago, like home chores, industrial activities, medicine, diagnosis, and many more, there are still human skills robots can't yet replace.
We have no chance of competing against machines on frequent, high-volume tasks. But there are things that we can do that machines can't do. Where machines have made very little progress is in tackling novel situations. They can't handle things they haven't seen many times before. The fundamental limitation of machine learning is that it needs to learn from large volumes of past data. Now, humans don't. We have the ability to connect seemingly disparate threads to solve problems we've never seen before. Percy Spencer was a physicist working on radar during World War II when he noticed the magnetron was melting his chocolate bar. So he was able to connect his understanding of electromagnetic radiation with his knowledge of cooking in order to invent, any guesses? The microwave oven. Now, this is a particularly remarkable example of creativity, but this sort of cross-pollination happens for each of us in small ways, thousands of times per day. Machines cannot compete with us when it comes to tackling novel situations, and this puts a fundamental limit on the human tasks that machines will automate. So what does this mean for the future of work? The future state of any single job lies in the answer to a single question. To what extent is that job reducible to frequent, high-volume tasks, and to what extent does it involve tackling novel situations? On frequent, high-volume tasks, machines are getting smarter and smarter. Today they grade essays, they diagnose certain diseases. Over coming years, they're going to conduct our audits, and they're going to read boilerplate from legal contracts. Accountants and lawyers are still needed. They're going to be needed for complex tax structuring, for path-breaking litigation, but machines will shrink their ranks and make these jobs harder to come by.
The constant alignment of AI to human intentions will always require humans. And human ideas and creativity can actually matter much more with the power of AI behind them. The long tail of real-world problems and the fact that there's always unknown unknowns means that humans will never be fully removed from the AI development lifecycle. For example, I remember back in 2016 when chatbots were first starting to become a big thing. It was right when we were starting Scale. We were all thinking, there's no way to build a fully automated system. There's so many different conversations that can have so many different pathways. It's hard to build AI systems that can properly handle all these possibilities. For chatbots to work, there are humans behind it who make the decisions once, and from there, the chatbots can replicate that over and over again. That's again why it's impossible for AI to improve or change without human input. Let's take you to the front lines of AI. The things that AI automates first are not what you might expect. An unintuitive example is the weather. Humans have tried for many millennia to crack the code of how to predict the weather. It's especially hard for meteorologists because there's so many different small things that can cause massive impacts on the weather. It's the butterfly effect. Different elements react to one another in unexpected ways. There's so many inputs that affect the weather, way more data than any person would be able to comprehend on their own. That's why we need AI to analyze the vast oceans of data and provide more accurate, nuanced, and comprehensive analysis.
In the words of McKinsey, about 50% of current work could be automated. Yet, tasks needing creativity, empathy, or complex judgment remain human domains. Robots can't match human creativity like Picasso's art. In healthcare, robots assist with surgeries. but humans provide emotional care. As it is, robots still struggle with ethical boundaries while humans make tough moral calls in emergencies.
As partners and teammates, and to overall achieve something we call superintelligence, where neither human or machines could do alone, robots are very good at performing repetitive tasks. In fact, nowadays, all the cars you drive are almost always designed and built by robots. But what's limiting is actually how to be flexible, how to be adaptable in the real world. Robots don't see the world completely. What we're doing here at Deep General Robotics Lab, we look at how do we enable robots to perceive the real world going beyond what we have designed from vision sensors. Now we're looking at how do we enable touch, vibration sensing, even smell sensing on robots, and how to perceive all of the world by taking all this information and understand them to make the right decisions. If you look back into the past 1 or 2 decades of research in robotics, we have achieved so many things that we couldn't even imagine before that. However, if you look at the reality, there are so many things we want robots to achieve, yet we're still...
So much tech, dear ones, so much tech is done simply because we can do it, without ever asking the question, should we do it? Why would we do it? Is it truly a benefit to do it? And so we hear now that humanoid robots are supposed to be available this year. 2025 is what they tell us. And it's supposed to be $1 trillion industry by 2030. Oh, whoopee! I can get rid of my wife, my children, and my cats, and I can have a robot. Really? Just because we can doesn't mean that we should at all. And because we aren't asking the larger questions, because we're acknowledging the most important knowledge, that which really makes us human beings, we're doing all sorts of foolish things because we can. Because we can do in vitro fertilization, we do IVF, which cannot stand a moral evaluation at all. And now we have millions and millions of little tiny human beings in freezers all over the West. We can live with this. We can live with this.
Robots excel in precision but can't replace human touch. Balancing tech and human skills shape our future. Modern workplace revolution is here to stay, but there is still room for humans to reskill and reset. What do you think? Do you think robots can replace humans completely? Or in which areas do you think robots can't replace humans? Did you enjoy this video? Don't forget to like, share with friends and comment.
I am Mojisola Alabi saying bye for now from the Digivation team. See you next episode.
For more on well-researched and balanced stories, events and interviews across business, tech innovation and lifestyle, please like, share and subscribe to this channel, www.youtube.com/Digivation Network.